What right does an employee have in terms of a legal argument?
Yeah, unfortunately, they don't have any legal arguments. There is a rise, unfortunately, in breakout cases of fully immunized or vaccinated people, unfortunately, still contracting COVID-19. And because of the PrEP Act, that is a federal statute that gives companies like Pfizer, like Moderna, total legal immunity if something goes wrong with their vaccines. If someone has an adverse reaction, you cannot sue Moderna. You also cannot sue the FDA. A lot of people ask me all the time, Tashani, well, it's just emergency approval. It's not fully approved. So why can't I sue my employer for making me get this vaccine? Or why can't I sue the companies? Because it still only has emergency authorization. Well, under that PrEP Act, the law says no, you can't.
Let's say I'm back at work, I catch COVID, I gotta go out, obviously to isolate, recover. Is my employer required to pay me for that time that I'm home recovering, especially if I caught COVID on the job?
That's an important question as well. If you had asked me this question before January 1st of this year, I would have said absolutely, Tashani. Under the CARES Act, the employers are required to compensate employees for sick leave during COVID or as a result of COVID. It can't count towards your existing sick time. But unfortunately, President Biden chose not to further that particular Coronavirus Act or the CARES Act, and that shield that employees have no longer exists. So now if you are sick with COVID-19, it's optional. It's completely up to your employer whether or not they're going to pay you for that time off. Legally, the only thing they are required to do is nothing. You would have to use existing sick time or vacation time. So you can imagine that puts a lot of employees in a really tough position.
Wait, Dr. Laura, even after President Biden set aside some funding for businesses to take care of employees, or at least encourage them to get vaccinated, that doesn't fall within those realms?
Again, if the employer chooses to do so, but based on the law, initially we had that CARES Act and it mandated, it said no matter what, if you are an employer that employs 15 or more employees, you have to pay them for any sick leave due to COVID-19. That's not a mandate anymore. Biden is encouraging employers to use that based on the funding, but it's not required. And so that's the reality.
Ooh, girl, that sounds dicey.